Hi everyone, Alex here, AMRC. Look at all the beautiful nature around. Finally everything's green, almost. And I have the UMX Conscendo. Haven't been flying for a while. Fixed wing at least. So let's get this in the air and then we'll talk. Up she goes. Yeah, I need myself some aerotherapy. So yeah, this flight is for me. It's not for the camera. Just try to relax and have some fun. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks since I've last flown. I've uploaded some videos because what I usually do is fly a bunch when I can, then try to upload a video every few days. And my last video, I think there was still some snow. And that's long gone. Beautiful day, 20 degrees Celsius, of course. And yeah, I've had a long weekend because I've been working this weekend, and when I work weekends it's 12 hours from 9 to 9. I have today and tomorrow off. It's Monday. It's post-presidential election Monday, and that has been the highlight of my day yesterday, waiting for the results. And yeah, it's I have hopes, but it's not good. In November last year, the first round of presidential elections here in Romania was annulled because the guy who won, who basically came out of nowhere, he won the first round, not the full election. And right before the second round, the Constitutional Court annulled it. And if you ask me, rightfully so, because presidential candidates are obliged to declare all their campaign expenses. And that guy who came out of nowhere and got the most votes declared zero, and it was later found out he was strongly pushed, promoted on TikTok especially, which someone like me wouldn't know because I don't use TikTok. And yeah, basically just pushing. I read or watched, I think it was a video, someone who was describing KGB tactics to destabilize other countries, spreading lies so outlandish that would be hard to believe they're not true. Why would someone make up something so outlandish? And to get their way, and they're not gonna tell you you suck. No, they're gonna say you're great, but your neighbor is not. They're coming to get you. In this case, the neighbor is who knows, the European Union or the Americans or whoever, boogeyman. But yeah, mostly in our case it's the European Union, which we've been part of for I think 18 years now, and I'm really grateful for that. Otherwise this country would have probably been a shithole, pardon my French. Our neighbor and brother sister country Moldova, which is sandwiched between us and Ukraine to the east, and they have been part of the USSR for since World War II and until the USSR broke up. And yeah, the majority of the population there was and still is Romanian, but you know, they being part of the Soviet Union for 50 years, they've been subjected to Russian influence. And I've been there a couple of times. I know Moldovan people, and yeah, most of them are great, but as everywhere, there's bad apples. And they had their presidential elections last year, and they're also heavily influenced by Russia, and even a more direct way, they just went out and gave money to people, or promised money to people to vote for the candidate they wanted. Here it was more subtle, but unfortunately that guy from the past elections was not allowed to run again. But he quickly found a replacement, and of course that guy got 40% of votes. We had like 11 candidates, and 4 of them got significant votes, and the second and third were divided just by tens of thousands. Luckily, the second place is the guy I voted for, but hopefully he will get a chance. Because otherwise, I don't know if we're gonna become a Russian puppet state, but probably not. But I don't think things will go in the right direction. I was talking to my wife last night where we were watching the counting of the votes. She was like, maybe we should just get out of here, move to a different country. And as much as I love my country, you know, we have everything here, family, house. But who knows? Anyway, the housing market here has gone crazy since COVID. We were lucky to buy the house just before COVID. We're lucky because we got it still at a decent price. Probably wouldn't be able to get a 2-bedroom apartment with those money now. That money. And it was especially good during lockdown and COVID. So we also, our son was one and a half that time. Living in an apartment as we did before would have been awful. But we were lucky we had a backyard. Yeah, so we'll see in 2 weeks who our next president will be. But yeah, the world, I find it funny, people, despite having, you know, all the information in the world, you can learn anything you want today with a phone in your pocket. I think probably 80-90% of people have a smartphone in their pockets now, but they don't use it for that. And if you go back in time 80-85 years ago, you can just see its history repeating. But of course, most of those who were alive 85 years ago are gone now, so there's no one to teach us that history. Or when they were around, they didn't worry about this so much. But yeah, you know, there's that one guy in Germany that, yeah, I need more territories, and the others were like, nah, come on, just let them. give him what he wants, we'll avoid a fight. And we all know how that ended, because these bullies don't stop at one thing. Give them a finger, they're gonna take the whole hand, and shouldn't have given them the finger in the first place. And now we don't have just one of those bullies, we have two. So we're basically screwed in the middle. But yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what life holds. There was that song. I forgot who sings it. Hoping for the best but preparing for the worst. That's kind of like my mood now. I'm still optimistic. I've always been an optimist. I try to see the good part in everything. I still have flying, for now at least, and I can enjoy it. Ooh. You guys can hear those birds, and I love it. And I don't like excessively hot weather. I don't like snow, but days like this, it's just fantastic. Yeah. Should I stop with the politics? I don't know. This is not a political channel, of course, but it's my channel. I'll post whatever I feel like saying, as long as YouTube allows it. And it's funny, I did study political science in university. Because yeah, basically that's school of thought here. If you want to do something in life, you have to go to university. And yeah, I like geography. I've always liked geography. I like history. I started liking that later on, in middle school, high school. But yeah, those you can only usually just become a teacher. So I just chose political science, especially since they had an English program for political science. So I did a university in Romania in English, just because I knew English. Yeah, also English is something I've known. It's helped me a lot in my career and in school. Ooh, how long have I been flying this? It's been a long time. Still have 40 seconds on the 5-minute timer, but I've been gliding a lot. There's a bit of a breeze. I've been talking a lot, just throwing this thing around, but I'm just doing it automatically. That's why I love this plane. It just flies itself. So yeah, as I said, I studied political science. Has it helped me in any way in life? Not really. I got knowledge that I value, but for my career I didn't want to pursue politics or administration or something like that, because it's just so, I don't know, such a dirty business here in Romania. I'd rather, just do what I can and put my head on the pillow at ease at night. And yeah, I think that's mainly the reason of this protest vote we got, because people haven't voted for you know, a Russian-backed candidate. They voted for a nationalist candidate, supposedly. It just tells them what they want. We need our country back. Back from who? I mean, we are immigrants. There's millions upon millions of Romanians living in other countries, especially in Europe, UK, Germany, Italy, Spain. I think there's over 1 million Romanians in Italy. And yeah, the language is very similar. Both Latin countries. Romania comes from Rome. We were a Roman colony, and we retained the Latin-based language, of course, very Slavically influenced because all of our other neighbors are Slavic, all except the Hungarians. And they're not our favorites, but I have Hungarian friends and acquaintances, and they're good people. And in the past few years, we started getting our own immigrants, but we're basically bringing them over from Asia, from Sri Lanka, Nepal, India, Pakistan, Philippines, because we're out of workforce. We're out of people to do, you know, the lower end jobs. And wages here have been growing, catching up to Western Europe. We're still away from Europe when it comes to wages, living standards, but we're closing the gap, so. And that's why the European Union has helped a lot, because they keep us in check. Otherwise, the politicians that have been in power for 35 years and who try to continue their cycle with their close ones, relatives, children, so on. People who can take advantage of the state. Because that was especially the mentality in communist times, is the state. The state is everyone's. Everyone should get their share. You're not stealing from someone else, you're stealing from the state. Yeah, there's so much to talk about, but you know, there's so much information out there. Go to Wikipedia, go to YouTube, search for a topic. I often do that. Of course, I love watching RC videos, but from time to time I either pops up or I have an interest in something and I look it up. History, especially. A few weeks ago I was reading the history of Spain, especially last 150 years, because I was not very familiar with that. Spain is another popular country with Romanians to move to. Although lots of Romanians have been coming back from Spain because wages there, I understand, have dropped, and you can get close or even better wages in Romania nowadays. And yeah, I was talking earlier about houses. Man, it's a long flight. Yeah, house prices have gotten crazy for our crappy country. Here in my area, buy just a decent house. It's at least 250,000 euro, dollars, you name it. It's about the same. And I get these ads on Facebook with beautiful, beautiful properties in Spain and Italy. Maybe they're not the most populated areas, but they're half the price. I mean, this is crazy, and I've heard it's going on in many countries. Bulgaria, Poland. I mean, yeah, we paid, I don't know, something like 90,000. We haven't paid it, we're still paying it to the bank for our house, but yeah, the one next to us, which is identical, sold last year for 200 something, and the prices just keep going up. It's insane. So yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking if things go bad, probably the prices would go down. But that wouldn't be helpful in selling the house and relocating to another country. And of course, that would probably be an extreme measure. We're pretty well settled down here. I could probably work anywhere, but my wife has been a teacher most of her life. So it would be a bit harder for her to relocate in another country. But if that's the case, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Ooh, got some wind going. Zero throttle, look at it, just floating. No flaps. Flap runs, let's turn on the flap runs and see. Ooh. Nice. Into the wind. Okay, flaps off. And 7 minutes on the timer. I don't know how long I've been flying, probably 15. I'm just enjoying it. I have to go pick up my son from school in 40 minutes. And yeah, that's one of the main reasons I don't fly very often. Because unless my son specifically says, or I ask him and he wants to go do some RC stuff, flying or driving our crawlers, I usually don't go out when my family's home. Woohoo! So if I work the afternoons and they're busy, of course I have plenty of stuff to do at home. My garage floor has dried up and we have to start putting stuff back in. We did just a bit, but I have to organize my big planes and hang them in the garage. I 3D printed some supports over the weekend. Also went this morning and bought some table legs just to hang them on the wall, screw them into a board horizontally, and have some planes, flat foamies, resting on those, and I think maybe a set of wings for one for the Night Timber X, because I do have to take the wings off of that to put it in the car, so there's no point in keeping them on. Just leave them off, and when I'm ready to fly it, I assemble it. Yeah, I'll probably try to do an update on that. Maybe a hangar update once I organize everything. Also have a bunch of RC cars in my attic. Man, this is a really long flight. I'm pretty sure no one's watching by now. But yeah, I'll just keep on talking. I have a bunch of RC cars in my attic. Mostly racing. I was into that but I stopped again because of COVID and my son, because that was at least a whole day, if not 2-day thing. Of course, they stopped the races during COVID, and they haven't really started back up, but it was also time consuming. At least a full day, if not 2, leaving like Friday in the afternoon and coming back Saturday night, because the place is about 2.5-3 hours away where they did the races. They're also in a high school gym or something where they did the indoor stuff, and I think they lost access to that space. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I loved racing. We still had the flaps on. I wasn't very good at it, but I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. So I'll probably, with the room I make from moving the big planes to the garage, probably bring some cars down. Maybe try to run them. I don't know where, but maybe I'll find a spot. Okay, I'm finally getting an alarm. Ooh, 8 minutes 30 on the timer. This was a long flight. Let's try to land. No, I'll just stand on this side. Always works out better when I'm further away from the plane, I think. Try to put it down in the grass here. I don't want to invade the crops. Got a car coming. I'll let it pass. There it is. Well, and I just saw my video timer. 25 minutes, man, that's crazy. But I really enjoyed this flight. I enjoyed venting. You know, I have lots and lots of random things on my mind, from RC to politics to whatever else. It's good, you know, once in a while to express it into the wild. If you watched this far, I really appreciate it. Stay tuned, more flights coming soon. You know, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.